The other day, someone told me our phones are like little black holes. I said, why? His explanation was very cute. I'm going to share it with you. So he says our phones are basically little black holes, cute ones, shiny ones. But once they suck you in, you're gone. It's not that you're lazy. It's not that you're uninterested. It's not even that you're disrespecting the people around you. But because your brain gets a dopamine high from that cat video in a frog costume. You get those micro rewards for every swipe. Those wedding pics, the celebrity reels, top 5 things that'll make you a superstar. All those things, they hijack your focus like pro kidnappers. And even if someone starts talking near you, you hear them, but your brain doesn't process it. It's like when your phone is on silent and a notification comes in. You didn't hear the ding, but the message still arrived. That's your brain. Message received, but unread. And you know, all these moments often happen when we are low on energy. And when are we low on energy? Oh, after that post-lunch, we are lazy. After those marathon meetings, oh my God, we are super lazy. Or those long PowerPoint presentation and during that slide number 48 of a deck which had some 140 slides. Basically, your mental lights are on, but nobody's home. But how do you bounce back without sounding rude? Somebody is talking to you, but you didn't hear. You were spaced out. That's what we're going to talk about today. Hey everyone, thank you for tuning into Communicate 101, where we decode communication slip-ups, talk traps, and learn how to dodge them like a pro. I'm your host Sarika Singh, your friendly neighborhood talk hacker, and today's episode is about that wait, what? That moment. Today we are unpacking why this happens, how to handle it gracefully, and what to say and what not to when you've just mentally time traveled to nowhere. I'll share a strategy that always works to handle a surprise question when you're caught unaware. I'll also share what never ever works. Plus, I'll share that power move, my favorite one, where? Right at the end when it's dessert time, right? Let's roll. Let me share a real life moment with you. I'll never forget this one. My colleague and I were pitching to a client. Actually, my colleague was pitching, I was just accompanying him. He was mid-sentence when the client suddenly turned towards me and said, Sarika, what's your take on the strategy? Because I think he had noticed I wasn't paying attention. Or I don't know what. I was mentally inside a WhatsApp message about somebody's birthday cake drama. I looked at the client, blinked, frozen. I was so embarrassed and sheepishly I said, honestly, I zoned out for a moment there. Can you walk me through that again? The client laughed, everybody in the room laughed at my cost, and my colleague gave me that death stare. She said, you're human, and that's refreshing. Guess what? We got the project. I think we were plain lucky. Nobody should do that. You shouldn't zone out when pitching to a client. But I think we got the project not because I was perfect or the pitch was perfect or imperfect, but I think because we weren't fake. I honestly accepted I wasn't there. I had zoned out that moment. So I think that they found human. Let's say you're happily scrolling through your phone during a meeting. And when someone hits you with a question, your brain is not near the conversation. What do you do in such a situation? Don't try that fake nod. We've all been there. You know that fake nod where you smile and pretend you actually know what's going on? Boss, it never works out. The better move? Just be honest. You can say something like I did. I totally zoned out for a sec. Can you just say that again, please? Or you can say, you caught me mid-scroll. Mind running that by me once more? So the first strategy is very simple. Be honest, don't fake it. I know easier said than done because honestly, it's very difficult to be honest and not fake it. But it's also a fact that if you're not honest, people get it. They know when you're faking it. And we're all in that space sometime or the other. You're not a robot, neither am I. Everyone spaces out sometimes. Trust me, it's better than making stuff up and looking lost and trying to make up something which doesn't make sense. Try it and tell me how it worked for you. Tag me in your stories if you were caught mid-scroll and you were honest about it. Tell me how it landed. My Insta handle is Communicate101. What's the something that you should never do? I'm going to share that where? Right in the next leg. I was teaching a class once, deep into the presentation prep session. You know, there are times when you're teaching and you're so focused on that your own thing. Suddenly, when somebody randomly asks you a question, you stare at them like blank. That's exactly what happened with me. Suddenly, a student raised their hand and fired off a question faster than what my brain could boot up. Now imagine I heard the question, it was my subject area, but my mind was still loading, like that Wi-Fi on a buffering mode. If it were the initial days of my career and I wasn't experienced how to handle these kind of situations, I know I would have panicked. And believe you me, even that day I panicked. And that's perfectly normal. But then experience does teach you certain things. I hit my favorite move. And I'm sharing it with you so that you learn from my experiences and don't make the same mistakes again. I'm not really advocating this move, but yeah, it's something I did. You can judge me for it. You can try using it because it worked for me. So waking up from my deep thoughts, you know what I did? I did something actually very silly. I said, that's an interesting one, but I think many people in the class haven't understood your question. Can you please address them and repeat your question? Oh my God, this was really not what a teacher should have done, but I did it. I did ask him to repeat, but I pretended it was not for me, it was for the others. That's very cheeky. We're all human. Sometimes we all do these silly things. I'm human too. I did some mistakes, but I think it worked for me. So sometime when the stakes are not too high, you can try it too. I bought myself a solid few seconds to reboot my brain without sounding like I was about to crash. That student nodded. He felt heard. And I looked like I had it all under control. So this pivoting, actually a lot of people do this, use this strategy, because it gives you more confidence and still keeps you under control, buys you some time. I still 100% advocate the first strategy. Don't fake it. Be honest about it. If you're caught off guard, just be honest, stay present, and add that little playful charm. It's okay, people get it. You're allowed to scroll. Just make sure you know how to scroll back in. There is one thing which I always insist in all my communication because it breaks all communication. Don't play the blame game. I mean, there are times you can be tempted to say, oh, sorry, you mumbled, so I didn't get it. Oh, you were too fast. Can you please repeat? No. Just take the responsibility. Own it. People respect someone who says, my bad, I got distracted. Not someone who points fingers when they're actually watching dog videos. Also, if you're thinking of trying some fake engagement, don't even think about it. I know you want to nod enthusiastically, throw in a few absolutely, yes, and hope the conversation ends before they expect a real answer. Because there's real danger involved in this. Your bluff can get caught. I remember one of my colleagues was nodding his head in a 90-degree angle and saying, absolutely, when my boss, who knew what he was doing, just to pull a fast one on him, he said, cool, so Sumit, can you just summarize the whole plan then? Sumit panicked because there was no plan. He had just agreed to a unicorn ride to Mars. So people will call your bluff. Just be honest. Most of us have short attention spans. Our minds wander. Our thumbs, they scroll. Sometimes we're physically in a room but mentally in Bali. The trick isn't to always be alert. That's exhausting. The trick is to notice when we are not, to come back quickly, kindly, and confidently. So the next time someone says, "What do you think?" and your brain is still watching dog jump from a cereal box, don't panic. Just smile and say, "Wait, I was just thinking about something else. Can you just run that by me one more time?" And then rejoin, reset, redeem. Ever had that wait what moment? I'd love to hear your funniest or most awkward one. Drop it in the comments or DM me. Share it on my Insta handle, which is Communicate101. Let's trade stories. I shared mine, time you shared yours. Let's feel a little more normal together. Before we wrap up, I'll share the bonus move. I call it the power move. Where? Stay tuned. It's coming up. Okay, you're actually waiting for that power move. Want to avoid this altogether? This surprise question, this wait what moment, this caught mid-scroll kind of moment? Try a little habit. Put the phone away. Because communication isn't just about what you say. It's about how tuned in you are when someone speaks. And being present, even when distracted, is powerful. It's worth building. Simple, clear, human. So put the phone away. I know, easier said than done, but try it out. If you've ever been that person who said, a little too often? Now you've got a way to bounce back like a pro. This was Communicate 101 Speaking Writing Tips, and I'm Sarika, your favorite communication nerd, and I'll see you next time with more real life hacks, talk hacks that actually work. Till then, stay curious, stay kind, and maybe scroll just a little less. Thank you for listening to this episode of Communicate 101 Speaking Writing Tips with Sarika Singh. If you want to be notified of upcoming episodes, be sure to hit the subscribe button and follow the podcast. I'll be back to share more stories, more life experiences, and more communication tips every Friday. If you want to reach me or connect with me, just put your comments in the comment box below or mail me at info@sarikasingh.in. I know you're going to rate and review this podcast, so a big thank you in advance. Stay tuned and think about what we talked today.